Welcome into the latest edition of our digital show here on FC. Manchester United have just been beaten 2-0 by Newcastle United. Stevie Nicol alongside me, Kay Murray. Lots to talk about here with this game. Obviously, great day for Newcastle. They're up to third. They've got above Manchester United in the table or in the Champions League spots. But as for Manchester United, Stevie, when you look at the Premier League, that's 3 games now without a win for them. Is it just me or are they lacking energy today?
Yeah, they looked a bit lost a little bit. They didn't create anything whatsoever. I don't remember Pope really having to make a save. Defensively, at the end of the day, De Gea's saved them. The scoreline finishes 2-0, but for De Gea, it could have been 4 or 5. There's no question about that. So, when you're coming into this time of the year and defensively you're beginning to give up chances and give up goals, and going forward, you look, the commentator on the game said blunt. That's very much what they look like, blunt. And it seems without Rashford popping up and showing us some of his brilliance, they don't seem to have another match winner or goal scorer. So I guess if you're United, yes, you're still in the top 4, but you're slipping down, and that would be a worrying trend.
It seems to be a worry for some of our viewers today. One of our first questions is Manchester United in danger of not finishing in the top 4. Are there any concerns for you there then, Stevie?
Up until today, I was pretty confident United would be one of the top 4 sides. For me, before this game, it was, will it be Newcastle? Will it be Spurs? Now I'm kind of thinking, will it be United? Will it be Brighton? Brighton all of a sudden are on a bit of a charge. Yes, they only got a point against Brentford, but Brighton's a side that are flying, scoring loads of goals. Yes, they let in 3. But if I'm United, I'm not just worried about Spurs behind me. I'm looking a little further down to Brighton as well. So, yeah, I'm starting to question whether United are comfortably going to be in the top 4, because that's what I thought up until probably 25 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago.
So what went wrong for them today in terms of Marcus Rashford? Were they just not able to get him involved as they usually can?
Well, I would like to say it's as simple as Casemiro was missed badly. There's no question in the middle of the park. They had no sort of dominance on the game at any stage whatsoever. And Casemiro, not only does he quell the opposition, but he starts a lot of the attacks and the counter-attacks. He's a ball winner. He can play passes as well. I think it stuck out today that Casemiro was not on the field. And I think if you ask Rashford who he missed the most today, it would be Casemiro.
Another question is this team similar to Mourinho's Manchester United, overachieving with a very mediocre team?
I think that's a little harsh to say now. United have got themselves in a position this season where, particularly myself, but a lot of other people thought that they were comfortably going to be in the top 4. They've kind of done a Newcastle who had a little flat period, and if you're United, you'll probably be looking upon this as a flat period. Because we can see Newcastle today looked as though they were getting back to their flying best of maybe 3 months ago, 4 months ago. So United still have games that they can get rid of that bland, blunt way that they're playing right now, and get back to what they know best. So they still have time to get back to it. But it would be worrying. This is not the time of year where you want to start losing your form. And right now, it looks as though United have lost their form.
Yeah, it's interesting, obviously, bringing up Casemiro as you did just a couple of pointers ago. When you talk about it being a flat period, do you think that will set them back on the right track once he's back, Stevie?
I think so. You only have to look at the difference between games when he plays and when he doesn't play. It's a completely different United. And I don't think anybody can argue with that. It's just plain, it's in front of you. You can see it with your own eyes. United are a different side. In some ways, I would suggest that Newcastle are a little bit the same when Guimaraes doesn't play, because there's no question when he plays, Newcastle are a different side. And that's how good I think Mahrez is, by the way, that I'm talking about him in the same glowing terms as Casemiro.
Okay, I want to talk about a few Manchester United players then here that we did see today. What do you make about Weghorst's chances of a permanent deal?
I don't see it. I think he came in as another body would be a harsh thing to say, but I think he was somebody that was brought in that the manager knew that would do a job for them between the window and the end of the season. Now, he did play well for a period when he came in, surprised us all, surprised me, kind of dropped into this kind of number 10 role, if you want to call it, which was a real shock. But he's tailed off. So I would be surprised. I think if United can sign the players that I'm assuming they're going for, then I think Weghorst would be one of the make-weights. At the same time, he wouldn't be the worst guy to have around for the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup or any of those games that maybe the manager wants to rest somebody. So he may stay, but if he does stay, he'll just be a squad player. He won't be playing regularly the way he is right now.
I know we saw some of the good things that we do see from David de Gea today, but we've had a fan question here, Stevie, on whether it is time for Manchester United to move on from the goalkeeper.
No, not at all. I think De Gea has been one of their best players. You know, if that question had been asked 18 months ago, 2 years ago, when he was having a real dodgy spell, it looked like Henderson was going to oust him, basically. But no, right now, not quite. I think De Gea has been absolutely, arguably, behind Casemiro as their most consistent player this season. You know, there's plenty of points on the board that were because of saves that De Gea made. And he almost pulled it off again today. He made 2 or 3 fantastic saves. He had a double save in the first half that kept Newcastle at bay. So no, I absolutely don't see that De Gea is the man to move on. As I said, for me, he's been one of their best players this season.
So we're obviously seen a few cracks just of late with Manchester United. How far are they off a title challenge, being a title challenging side, let's say, next season? Or how many players are they off being that? If they're full strength, if they have everybody fit?
Well, if they don't add in the summer, then they won't be title contenders. Put it that way. You know, I think we've got to be realistic and honest. And the fact is that Manchester United, from the start of the season to now, are a completely different outfit. You know, the Ole days and the Rangnick days, they were so far away that it was scary. They looked as though they wouldn't be in the top 4. But the manager's come in and he's made them relevant again. That's what he's done, and he's put a side together right now that is competitive with anybody, but not title contenders. Top 4 contenders, yes. And again, as I said, you got to remember at the start of the season, if you had said to Man United fans after they lost 4-0 against Brentford that they look as though they're probably going to be in the top 4, then they would have taken your hand off. So yeah, United have got themselves to a level. It's not a title contender level. Now they need to take another step. And the only way they make that step is by some extremely good signings during the off-season. And I would suggest to contend, probably 3 or 4.
Thank you very much for watching ESPN FC on YouTube. For more highlights, analysis and exclusive content, be sure to subscribe.